This is SPFL Extra. Coming up on this week's show, we're going to run through each of the 4 divisions and predict the winner, and then we'll select a comment from last week's show and they will win a copy of Football Manager 2016. So we're going to start with the Scottish Premiership, where Celtic currently hold a 3-point lead over Aberdeen. They won comfortably against Ross County at the weekend, but they've still been a little bit shaky at certain points this season.
Yeah, they have. They're not impressing a huge amount that you would imagine Celtic would want to impress and put their stamp on the league. I still think they've got enough in it to win the league come the end of the season, especially if Aberdeen behind them keep dropping points like they did last night.
Yeah, they failed to beat Inverness for the 3rd time this season. They're a little bit of a bogey team for them, but are we ruling Aberdeen out at this point?
I don't think it would be fair to, not quite yet anyway. I think both teams still need to play Hearts twice. They still need to play each other again as well, so a lot of things can happen between now and the end of the season, but I think Celtic still have enough in it to win it by the end of the season. And from there we'll move down to the Scottish Championship. The top of the table looks like it's hotting up again. It's been like that all season. Rangers currently ahead by 8 points. Hibs have a game in hand, obviously Falkirk a little further behind as well. How do you see that one going?
I think Rangers maybe have the better starting 11. You can maybe argue that Hibs have the better squad. I think for that reason Rangers will, maybe, with their points gap as well, they'll probably take it in the end. But yeah, Falkirk have had a pretty good season themselves, haven't they? They've punched above their weight. I don't think it's any slight on them that they've fallen away a bit over the last couple of months.
I think people are too quick to kind of write off Falkirk. The amount of the form, if you look at it this season, is maybe faltering a wee bit now, but they've been there all season. They've given themselves a gap between them and 4th place now as well. I think it would be silly to rule them out completely, but I think it will be a Rangers Hibs Falkirk finish.
Now Dunfermline currently sit 8 points clear at the top of League One. They are only lost 1 in their last 18 league matches. Do you see anybody stopping them, Rob?
In a word, no, I don't. I think they just look so strong. They look fairly unstoppable, formidable throughout the team as well. They've got the experience of Alan Johnston, obviously, as manager. He's managed at a higher level. Brad Mackay came in from St Johnstone, played at a higher level. Rhys McCabe, Joe Cardle, Faisal all back too as well. They've got a very strong team. I don't really see anyone stopping them now. And
Alan Johnston did it all before with Queen of the South, ran away with that league before he got a move. But Peterhead are creeping up on them a little bit. They're unbeaten in 13 league matches now. Unfortunately, the 2 matches they've come up against Dunfermline, they failed to beat them and they've only come away with draws, so maybe that's why they haven't quite closed the gap as much.
Finally we go to League 2, where it's very tight at the top, has been pretty much all season. Currently Jim Weir's Elgin City are top of the pile. It's been Annan Athletic before, Stirling Albion are up there, East Fife are up there. How do you see that one going?
Well, Elgin currently have 2 points advantage over East Fife. They also have a game in hand. I think East Fife have obviously got Nathan Austin, who's played really well this season. He's got a move to Falkirk coming up in the summer. But I think one of the trump cards that Elgin have is Dylan Easton. He was released from St Johnstone and is signed for them. He's a little bit of a trump card for them. But I'd like to point out that I think Elgin are going to win the league, but I'd like to point out the amazing story there. When Jim Weir took over, they were in a terrible state, fighting out at the bottom of the division, and now they're currently favourites to go up from that division, so good job. Do you agree with our selections to win a copy of Football Manager? Leave in the comments section below a division, a team that you think will win it, and give us a reason why. We'll pick the best one next week.
And now it's time to have a look at some of the best comments from last week, and obviously the best comment to see who has won the copy of Football Manager 2016. Craig, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, last week we asked you to tell us your heartbreaking moments or the things you've fallen in love with. Some people told us both. One of them was FM Fan. He says he was at the 10-2 Hamilton game that we mentioned last week, and he says he was heartbroken as he saw the Dundee Dumbarton scoring. But he then fell in love with the team when they got promoted after beating Hibs in the playoffs.
Absolutely. I've got one here from Cammy McIntyre, obviously a St Johnstone fan, saying he's fallen in love with Tommy Wright. He's got the club's first major trophy under his reins, which is absolutely fair enough.
He's got great shoes.
He does. And then we've got some double heartbreak for Fraser McClellan TV, who says he was left heartbroken when Virgil van Dijk left Celtic to sign for Southampton, but that wasn't quite as bad as when Georgios Samaras, aka Jesus, it says here, left at the end of his contract on a free transfer, so that one's got to hurt.
But this week's winner of the copy of Football Manager 2016 is William Kerr, who said he was left heartbroken when Lee Griffiths left Dundee for Wolves, but he says it's okay now because they have Kane Hemmings and he scores when he wants.
He certainly does.
That's it for this week's edition of SPFL Extra.
This is a show by the fans for the fans.
You can subscribe to us on this channel, or you can like us on Facebook.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at SPFL.
Remember, use the comments section, pick a division, pick a team you think is going to win that division, give us a reason why, and you could win a copy of Football Manager 2016. We'll see you next week.